All right, you guys, we are live, supposedly. Welcome to the Saturday night session. It's Saturday, right? Yeah, it's Saturday.
Sure is.
Saturday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are on the RC Drift live stream. We've already got some people in the chat. We've got RC Mitch. Hey, Mitch. Austin, Logan. Wait, our Logan. Yeah, that Logan. We got Mile High, we got Jose, we got Judd, and we've got both Logan and DJ on the stream. What's up, you guys?
What's up, dudes?
Howdy.
I'm a dude.
People.
We're all dudes.
I'm a dude. He's a dude. Who's that from? Anyone know? She's
It's
a dude.
like my main quote on my Facebook profile, so I would hope I would know that it's Good Burger,
Okay,
the
good.
movie. The best movie of all time.
I don't know about that. Yeah. Kel loves orange soda. Whatever happened to him? Like, I know where Keenan's at. No
I don't
idea
know.
where Kel's at.
I don't know. I think hopefully he just got paid and chillaxed for the rest of his life.
That'd be cool. What is this AC/DC? I know it's a band, but where can I join Discord? Wow, you guys are already like super active. Hold on.
We need the, don't you have the bot that drops the link all the time?
I don't.
Oh, man.
I'm not that cool.
Not that cool.
Yeah, I don't have a bot. I guess I could get a bot, but yeah, whatever. New movie comes out this week. What movie? Oh, about AC/DC? I don't know. Honestly, I like the only times that I learn about new movies is when it's like when I'm on YouTube and it's like a compilation of the trailers. That's about it. Okay, so today, we are going to do our regular things, calendar events. We're going to put a lid on Roast My Rig and try not to go ridiculous with Roast My Rig as we did last week, because that was kind of unhinged. Not too much to look at Product Watch. There's a few things that I did find that were interesting. One of them is with an RMX, which DJ, I need you to confirm.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go over calendar events right now. Do you two have any calendar events that you need to bring up?
Just the main one being next Saturday, first Winter Series comp at PDX.
Yep.
It's a big one. All you guys need to come out.
So next
won't be there.
Saturday is November 25th.
Yes, sir.
Do we know what time doors open?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Oh, because it's a Saturday, right? Yeah. Yep. So 10 o'clock. I have absolutely no idea what is happening or how they're doing things. I think I'm just going to go show up and maybe stream the competition. Maybe.
Yeah, I can provide some insight on that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so we've been talking today, and we will have we have two judges locked in, which is Kevin and Nick, and then we are going to be looking for a third judge. And I think my kind of idea is, we'd be looking for someone from the community that can do all of the comps as a judge, preferably someone who isn't competing, and it would be okay if they haven't judged before. We have two.
Kevin's out. It's Judd and Nick.
Yeah, sorry, Judd. My bad. I forgot. Yeah, Judd and Nick. So we have two judges that are very knowledgeable and can do a good job. So I think we're willing to bring someone on that is new, and we can use this series before the Super G series to kind of train them up. And yeah, that's where they're at with judges.
And the idea, my guess, is consistency.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the idea. We talked about obviously different things last week, but luckily Judd has, kind of stepped up for us and decided that he wants to judge, at least for now. And then, we've had Nick before, and he's been a good judge, and he's also a guy that's not as interested in competing. So that's really cool. And yeah, if anybody local is watching and you'd rather judge than compete, then let us know. Anybody, Jake, me, Judd, Kevin, and we'd be happy to, teach you how to do it.
And yeah, we know that the whole experience thing is on the low side right now, but that's why we need more people to judge, because the more people that learn how to judge, the better off we'll be, because it then becomes like an issue of, oh, well, I'm too new, or, oh, well, I've never judged before, or, oh, I don't have enough experience to be a valid judge, right? Like, we all got to start somewhere. And yes, if we can keep the same judges all throughout the competition, then at least you get to learn the tendencies of the judges and how they evolve or what they're specifically looking for. Yeah. Yep. So, back on that calendar date, though, is November 25th. Non-member pricing, is it still $30 per entry, or for your entry?
Let me pull up that. I had that just in front of me. So it's going to be, $30 non-member, $10 for member. And this is, just to be clear, this is per round for this series. So it's not the whole series. It's just for this event.
And it seems a little bit steep, but you are being provided food as well, food and drink at these competitions. So there is that. It is being provided by Ernesto's Pizza, I'm assuming. Yep. They are literally like the track sponsor, so that's why.
Yep.
Not to mention they're like around the back or around the front, because we're around the back.
Real easy.
Yeah. And then if you are a member, if you are paying the monthly pricing, then it's only $10 per competition. Okay.
And also there's prizes for the I think the season winners. Let me double check that.
I believe so.
There are big prizes for for series winners. Pizza in front, party in back. Yeah, pretty much. And it's still kind of underground, because like the original place was literally in the basement of like a Wells Fargo, and then they moved and they're still on the bottom floor. So it's still kind of underground-ish. Kind of.
Yeah, not confirmed on prizes per round. There's definitely prizes for the full season. If I know Kevin, he will probably do something for the rounds. It will probably be like whatever's in his pocket in a candy bar, but that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I've won a lot of those.
Jose, will there be Twisted Teas? No
Twisted Teas. Sorry, dude. You can get the Country Time lemonade energy drink from the concession stand.
There's Country Time, there's C4 energy. Technically it's pre-workout. Just putting that out there. It's pre-workout. That's what C4 is.
When I'm drifting, I'm basically working out. So,
and then there's what's the other one? The Warheads one.
Ghost.
Ghost energy drinks, and then you can also get Liquid Death sparkling water. Then you can get regular water, and I think Monsters are in there too, something like that. Oh, Rockstars, definitely Rockstars.
Yeah, Rockstars, no Monsters.
Yeah, because he does a series that's sponsored by. Anyway,
not to stay on this topic too long, because it's highly relevant only to PDX people, but I talked to Kevin last night, and I don't think we decided for sure yet, but it sounds like what we'll do is just qualify everybody together, and then kind of take maybe the bottom 8 qualifiers and have them do a separate quote unquote rookie bracket on their own. and then they can win that.
Bump.
They have the opportunity to win that, and then I think just because of the numbers that we'll have, we'll just put them all of them right back into the main competition as well, just to keep the maximum amount of drivers that we can have. And
That's
then
gonna be a long day.
yeah, I mean, we can do 8 pretty quick, so I'm not too worried about the length of the day. And then
Just exercise the first to crash rule.
yeah, probably for sure. And then for the 8 thing, if Jake gets 2 zeros in qualifying, we're obviously not going to include him in the bottom 8 or the rookie bracket, right? So that'll just be on the judgment of Kevin and the judges to decide.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that most of us know who everyone is, right?
Yeah.
Unless they're showing up from outside of PDX or like our just internal group, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a video on sandbagging on Kevin's channel. It's his new series called Downsided, and the very, very first topic is about sandbagging. So
yep, if you want to watch a dude who's been in this industry for a long time and doesn't care much about pissing people off anymore, check that series out. He definitely is ready to just let the rants fly, and I'm all for it. It's cool.
Okay, moving on. December 2nd, Hot Import Nights. So that is the very next weekend after this competition. It is confirmed. We have confirmation that we will be there. We will have a track, so that is cool. Tires, best bet is going to be DRPs or DRCs. DRCs give it a little bit extra slide. DRPs give it a little bit more grip. Take your pick. Either one is good. Also, for next week and the week after, so the series and Hot Import Nights, I don't think we're going to be doing streams just because we'll be preoccupied with other things, or I'm just not going to be able to make it home by the time the stream starts.
You could stream at Hot Import Nights. That would be kind of cool, but nope.
No bet. I don't want to pay for that Wi-Fi connection, and
yeah, for sure.
The Wi-Fi or the cellular coverage just sucks there to begin with.
Yeah.
Since it's December 2nd, I am voting, or I am pushing for Christmas trees on top of rigs, just because that'll be fun. So
Christmas tree drifts.
If you don't know where to go, Hobby Lobby is a great place to go get small Christmas trees. The ones that I have are kind of like pokey, so make sure that the top of your car is protected somehow. Yes. So PDX. Oh, we don't know what the deal is yet. Like with the other car shows, it's just show up with your car and you get them free, like that type of scenario. I know that in the previous years, it's the setup crew that gets in and does the thing. Those are the guys that are in there for free. And then for everybody that shows up, there's either going to be a discount or maybe, who knows. Keep a lookout. We'll post details as soon as we know. December 9th is going to be we're bringing back John that day. So John's gonna be back on the stream, and then we're featuring Brenna and Kalai, I think is how you say his name, from Tech One Drift. So that'll be a fun stream.
Yeah, that's gonna be a cool one.
And again, April 12th through the 14th, Northwest Model and Hobby Expo in Monroe. As we get closer to that, I'll probably tell you more about reminding for getting hotels and stuff like that, because there's a really close hotel. It's a Best Western, I believe, and it makes life a lot easier. Okay, so that is the calendar stuff. Do you guys want to start off with a topic, or do you guys want to start off with the roast my rig stuff?
I say we knock out some roasting here. We still have a lot to get through.
Right. Speaking of that, if you haven't done so, go ahead and post in Roast My Rig. We will eventually get to your car. And there's also a poll. I put a poll in the chat just at the very start. It is asking if motor, Do you care about rotors, like tunable rotors, or do you just, it's whatever? Okay, let me switch, and I bet you it's gonna be, nope, it worked. Okay, cool. I was expecting the camera to be all like funky. So let's go back quite a ways. We did this crawler conversion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Justin
I think
just
so.
posted this again because he cleaned up his wires. So we'll skip this for now.
Yeah, you don't
No,
get
wait,
to you don't get to do a redo once we roast you. You fix stuff. That's not how it works.
Hold on.
You get
hold
one
on.
shot.
Mom spaghetti. Let's see. Is it this one? Nope. Don't want to. Okay. There we go. So let's just roast it really quick. Wires suck.
This is Justin's car, right?
This is Justin.
Yeah.
Wires just suck in general.
This is a MD1 with a shark bumper on it.
Yeah, that's not cool at all,
Oh,
right?
sorry. It's a Hydra bumper, not a shark bumper. There's a difference there.
Yeah, I can't get on board with that. Also, this car is impossible to drive at the moment. I think it's a little better now, but
Oh, that's too bad.
I'll roast that. Even though it might partially be my fault, I'm not sure.
No.
No comment.
What did you do?
No, it's just all fresh electronics, and I was helping him try to set it up, and I don't know. I've never used that servo or gyro, so the end results weren't great. But John got a hold of it, and I think he probably got it driving pretty good. I didn't get to drive it after that.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm just looking through chat really quickly. Do. Okay. Oh, look. This other car. I know they look really pink in this picture right now, or at least on my monitor, but I know in real life these pink wheels are like the dullest pink ever.
Which is, yeah, not ideal. If you are going to run pink, I feel like it's got to be hot pink.
Anyone know what this is? I mean,
Oh.
Sorry, the body.
Yeah. Some K van thing.
It's a Honda SMX.
Pretty cool.
So we've got a Midnight Mini here with some prototype 3D printed parts.
I love, yeah. See, when you're gonna run a van body, you obviously have to extend the rear body mounts. And
Yep.
I looked at that right away, and I was like, boom, roast. But then I looked at them, and it's like, actually, no, those are pretty clean. They're anodized, like just round. They line up. It's not just a stack of standoffs or something.
No, nope. I mean, the Toro ESC. Those are actually decent ESCs. They have their place. They work.
And yeah, racing fan too.
I had a Toro. That's what first got me into it.
Is it the one that got handed around that ended up with Jose?
No, I actually bought one off of eBay.
Yeah, those who care about color matching, good for you. I'm not about that. Or at least, if you look at my cars, there's a lot of not color matching going on
I
here.
would be curious to hear from Lance how so many different colors of 3D print ended up on that. Like even two, like I don't usually. I mean, maybe he has a fancier printer than me, but I don't change that often. I don't really like that style of body mount for the front.
I mean, it is if that's what you have, though, right?
Yeah, but this is roast my rig, baby. My best roast I can come up with is I don't really like it that much.
Yeah. So Lance, he's saying that it's the end of the rolls, or like honestly, depending
Fair
on what it is, it'll just be like what's in the spool at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, for all I know, Lance has like one of those like triple filament printers wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, here we've got a body from Chris. 2 bodies from Chris. Fitment issues, you guys, in the rear.
Yeah. Yeah, both of these are pretty awful fitment wise.
Which R35 body is this? Is this a Pandora body?
I'm not sure. Hadn't
Yeah,
asked him.
Yeah, I didn't ask him.
I think he's using like that super holographic paint. Maybe.
It's got a lot of flake in it or something.
It's really dark though.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he's got the Carbon Fury deck.
Yep.
Yeah, he did get that all installed.
Not too long ago.
But those wires.
Yeah.
He actually did change.
He has a
out to
Rev D
the-
motor now, yeah.
He changed up the Rev D motor, so they could be a little bit tightened up, but for this picture, yeah.
Did he move the bullet connectors or did he keep them?
I had to give him bullet connectors for his battery. I don't remember what happened on the other end, but he admitted that he's a bad solderer, so roasted.
He admitted. Carbon Fury decks are looking sick with added flakes. Yeah, they are. I see them a lot now, like on the Facebook pages and whatnot.
Yeah, that guy posts those everywhere.
So I don't know what body this is, but this is definitely like your on-road GT like pan car body.
Yeah, it's like a touring car body.
But totally went Itachi with it, and it doesn't look bad. It does look funny. Doesn't look bad.
Bro. Is that his mini chassis? What is that?
Yeah, it's a mini.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks like a video game, like an arcadey video game car.
Oh, and before we move on too much further, the tow out could potentially just be his camera lens, like the wide angle lens on the on the car. So,
Distortion.
yeah. Because I know a lot of people like that do GoPro videos, like right on top of their car where you can see the wheels. They get a lot of that problem too. And then people are always like, "Why do you have so much tow out? It's crazy." When it's not that bad. I don't have it set up in the way that we can like really zoom in. I guess I could just open it in the browser. Yeah, we'll find out. We already talked about Vittorio's chassis last week.
We got him last week.
Oh, so this is a Judd car.
Yeah. This is
basic MC1.
Yeah. He's just been buying every MC1 that he can get his hands on, I guess.
Is it bad that I just think as an MC1 is just like a normal chassis? Like it's nothing special now. It's just an MC1.
Yeah, I mean this kind of happened before I really got into it, so I held it on a pedestal, I think, for a while. But yeah, I mean I don't know. When did these come out?
2 years ago.
So
2 or 3
that's like
years ago.
ZX kind of territory, or?
So it came out with the arrival of the SX3.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like a lot like that, I would say.
Judd, what car is your Rev D ESC going to go into? Is it going to be the RDX or is it going to be the MC1?
I bet he would put it in the MC1 right now. He's pretty high on that car.
This is an Austin car. Austin Shark. Looks like we need to do some shortening of the sensor cable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would like to see a lot more of is cut to like custom to length, all kinds of cables. I think, it's not that hard to order up the DuPont kit on Amazon
Yeah, Mile has
whatever
on
the
it.
sensor wires are.
Zip ties for the fan. Oh, hey, remember last week when we brought up the kind of tip thing? This I got to bring up.
Yeah, no, that was sick. I tried doing it, but
there we go. Look at that. Look at that.
Did he do it?
He did it.
Nice.
Thank you, Vittorio.
I think, when did he? Yeah.
Although, hey, okay. Now that I'm looking at it close, the way that he did but the way that he did it, right? Like, it's not just one all the way wrapped through. It's two separate ones, and then they kind of combine there.
It's kind of clever, but I just don't like aluminum on aluminum, especially it being anodized.
I do have a ultra rare wrap up next motor fan mount. Oh wait, you should have one too, right? No.
Me?
No, Judd. Sorry, Austin. I forget how that whole thing ended up.
Oh yeah, I think he got it back. I don't remember.
Yeah, the idea was that he got it back.
Yeah.
You should use it on that. Let's see. Going back in time. We are using Lance's uppers. Oh, this is a midnight deck, you guys. Midnight Shark. The Shark uppers are my least favorite, and yet the most streamlined, because they allow you to use all the positions on the Shark front end, which makes sense because they were designed for that. The Rev D uppers get in the way because they protrude, because there's a bigger nut that goes on that side. So that's why. Them wires, though. And you could easily do active tow on this as well, while keeping the Shark stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice chassis. It's hard, not a lot to roast on there.
This is Sam's 124th that we kind of talked about the other week.
Yeah.
So it looks cool. That's about it.
It's got motorcycle tires.
510. Is this a mini or is this like full size body?
I don't remember.
I've seen him driving it, but I don't know if it's actually as mini or if it's full.
Judd will know.
I think it's full.
It came out good. I'm glad he didn't paint it yellow. I would have liked to have seen it painted silver, but it is what it is.
No, so about the body, the body Datsun, or this Datsun, R31 house did the same body, along with the MX-5, along with the Miata. This one looks really, really clean, like in mini form. It's a full size. Chevron 7-tail circuit. Okay. Have you seen this livery too much now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, way too much. It's not even that cool to me.
Like, I think it's a good livery. It's like an 8.6. Everybody has them.
Yeah, I mean, like 60 to 70% of people have made that, a body that looks like that.
Judd, not a Datsun.
Yeah, it's a Skyline, guys. Jeez.
Okay. Judd Shark, I believe. Midnight
that's
Shark.
so easy to roast because it's like his least favorite car. He doesn't even like it.
I mean, he's thrown it in the trash a few times.
Yeah. He'll leave it alone and not drive it for a month, and then he'll drive it and it'll be good, and then like 2 days later he'll hate it again, even though he didn't change anything.
I mean, I've had good and bad days, that's for sure.
Sure.
What was this one? Oh, it's the mini that's been getting passed around.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a break. Actually, hold on. I think this is hard body. Yeah, hard body from Sam. So that's cool. And this one. Can anyone tell me, because I know, but why in the world, other than for style, would we paint or do something to the sides of carbon fiber? Anybody know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, the style points, I guess.
It's not style
Kinda look
points.
flashy.
There's a reason for this.
I mean, I guess, yeah, there's like, it's the end grain basically of the carbon fiber. So there's like, just
Oh,
protect it a little bit.
Yep. Back in the day, we'd have to worry about carbon fiber splitting. Good job, Elliot. You got it. This is an interesting thing right here. He's using the top of a Raystorm fan. Just right on the ESC.
I think, we could probably cut that antenna down to about a quarter of that height too.
I mean, but that's like the stock height for it.
Let's cut it down.
I think my new favorite thing is what Jake does is he buys the R334 SBS receivers, the regular ones with the long whippy antenna, with the exception of how he does it, because he just rips the antennas out where you can open up the case and then pull the antenna.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I think it's okay is because these have two antennas in them. There's the one that sticks out, and then there's also the internal antenna that's right underneath the plastic casing.
Yeah, from what I've seen, my buddy actually like accidentally cut his antenna off, and I think we're just like, we're not really even close to testing the range on these. We drive within 30 feet of our cars, so
right.
I think they're not super important.
And it's also not a dangerous move either, because effectively it's the transmitter that's actually putting out power, right? Those are the ones that are dangerous if you don't have an antenna connected. So that was learned in the FPV world, which I never experienced, but yeah, that's what happens. This is interesting. This is a cap box, which is actually one of the topics that I want to go over, because Kevin Tan with RCO has been doing a lot of capacitor testing, and it's really, really interesting. Props on the Luxon BS Dual. That is Judd's favorite motor. Okay, now let's take a break. Let's go somewhere else. Okay, you guys. So one thing that Jose brought up in Discord like 2 or 3 weeks ago was actually nerves and how to overcome nerves. Now, in chat, what I want you to do is just kind of pick one thing and kind of share it in chat. What do you guys do to help calm your nerves when you're in competition? So all three of us have been in that mode of competition, right?
Yep.
So I know what it feels like, and I want to share with you guys like an extreme example of what anxiety and nerves do. Alex, drugs, come on. That's being safe. Don't just say drugs. So way back when I was in like the whole high school thing in like jazz band, I had a clarinet solo, the clarinet solo in the song Sing Sing Sing. Like that one. And what I remember of it is I got up, I did it, it was perfectly fine, it was a great solo. But then I sat down at the piano because my main instrument was the piano at that time. But like I felt like all the adrenaline and like sharp needles stabbing stabbing me in the heart, and like I didn't know why, but I kept on playing. But that was the level of like anxiousness that I had going on. Now, I've never had that in a drift competition, right? But I've definitely been like hearts pounding and like I don't really know what to do other than just drive. Sound similar?
Yeah. Like for me, it's been something that I've dealt with the whole time of like, I'm fine before the comp. I feel no nerves. The second I'm on the line, I get that huge adrenaline dump and I start like visibly, like my hands are shaking. My heart rate spikes. I've measured it. Doesn't matter who I'm running against. Every time it happens. And over time, that was part of why I was so interested in Tandem Tuesday, is because I could like put myself into that situation every single week, and at least like I think the only way out of anything figuring it out is to experience it more. So I thought over time I would just kind of get used to it, or that adrenaline would go away. But so far, I've done a couple comps. I've done Tandem Tuesday every week for months. Hasn't really changed whatsoever. It's not gotten less. What I have noticed, and to draw from the knowledge of Reese Bobby, is you got to learn to just drive with the fear. You got to put Karen in your car and just get used to it. And I think for me, that's what I've noticed the most, is that I practiced and I just learned how I just drive better now when I'm in that situation.
Mm-hmm. What about you, DJ?
And Chris is absolutely wrong. I absolutely shake when I drive against him.
What about you, DJ?
Well, for like RC related stuff, I'm very nervous once I'm on that line. I mean, I've always been like a competitive person. I mean, mainly with sports wise, because pretty much I've always been around, sports and or just trying to win. So that's why I like trying to push myself to try to do competitions. But once I get on the line, I break down. There's not a whole lot that really I can do. The best thing that I've been trying to figure out right now is either listening to music or basically right before the line or the lights go, I just do a couple deep breaths and try to, just control, those nerves just a little bit. And then off the line, it does help just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I think what we brought up a while back ago is that like you don't really ever get rid of the nerves. Like nerves are there for a reason.
No, yeah.
But at the same time, like the overall idea is like how you cope with the nerves, right?
Yes, yeah. So that's why I started listening to music, or just started doing like those random like deep breath moments. Like once you think that you're starting to like mess up, just do a deep breath really quick and let it out, and hopefully you're back in the zone and just get it back together.
Mm-hmm. So I came up with some do's and don'ts as far as like being prepared, right? Because a lot of this is just how much you're prepared, right? Versus like just showing up to a competition, throwing your car down on the track and driving, right? So make sure you get there like on the 25th. If you're coming, get there, drive the track, drive it as much as you can, make sure that you can get to all the corners of that track. Do you know if they're going to be redoing the clipping points?
We will be discussing that tomorrow at the track. The as far as the track itself, it will be the same, but it sounds like we're gonna adjust some zones a little bit right before the comp, not until Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That Saturday.
So if you're there earlier, since it's the same layout, just go and practice and make sure that you can get to all the outside corners. Like, because if you can get to the outside, you can definitely get to the inside. That's for sure.
And that's good. Like being confident in yourself that you know you can do it helps a lot, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Because if you can do that consistently, that is the key there. Because knowing that you can do that not under pressure, but like that you know that your car can do it and you can do it just lap after lap after lap. That'll help with the nerves because it's not
it's like the last thing I think about before any battle is just like I've done this a 1,000 times now. I can do this. It's just you know, ignore anything else.
Okay.
Focus.
Make sure that you have all the things that you have control of. So the one that I wrote down here is the example is your battery. And until Super G did I realize that the like digital voltmeters like in the back of people's cars makes sense just for that. Because like I would be able to look at Lance's car and see like, oh, he's okay, he's fine, right?
Yeah.
But I've had a battery die before, like my run, and it's the most aggravating thing ever. If anything, it'll just get you ramped right back up because it was a thing where you were unprepared, and because of that unpreparedness, it's gonna make you freak out. I would say like make sure that your shocks are all in order and whatnot, but that could also fall under like a last minute change thing, which the don'ts, right? Don't do any last minute changes. Like of competition day, don't even
I would say don't even adjust anything. I mean, if it's at a track that you drive all the time, on a surface that you drive all the time, just leave it the way you've had it.
And like how it's been driving. Like I'm gonna point some people out. So I think Alex Flecken, he showed up to one of our competitions and literally threw in a brand new Futaba CT7 701 servo.
Right? Bad idea.
And he had never dealt with that servo like ever before. So luckily, like we were able to like get him to a point where he could drive okay. But yeah, don't do that. Cameron, it wasn't his fault, but his Yokomo V4 gyro like took a crap literally the day right before the competition. So he grabbed one of my gyros just because I had multiple cars there. So we grabbed a 550 and put it in his car. We were able to figure it out kind of just a little bit for the day that we had before. But again, he was driving on a completely different gyro in competition.
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, the best gyro ever made is worse than the gyro you've been driving 5 minutes before any event, right? Like that goes for all of your equipment. It's just like it's bad planning, bad idea if you have to do that. Good luck.
Or a new radio.
Yeah. I did that. I did that at the last Northwest comp. I forgot my radio, and then luckily Alex
Plecken.
Yeah. Luckily Plecken had a 7PX.
That's because he won the 10PX.
Yeah, exactly.
Thumbs up if PDX needs to bring back like good raffles. They haven't done a raffle for a while.
Yeah, I think Kevin was a little surprised that the last one didn't kind of sell out because it was a really valuable one. It was a year membership. So yeah, I think he's just been not as motivated to do that again, but yeah, we'll get him back into it. I think he could. He seems to be averse to doing like a repeat products, but I think we are excited to win all that stuff that he's been raffling. So
yeah, repeat products would be cool. Like seeing another 10PX in the raffle would be awesome. Seeing an RDX would be awesome. Seeing just even like if and when he does Acuvant stuff, seeing just like a Zarvis or a Rad ESC in there would be awesome. And the thing about those raffles is that he's never really going to lose on those, especially if people have interest in those products, which we all do for the most part. Let's see. What do we got going in chat? A Revox would be sick. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get him back into it. He's trying to get us all excited again because he bought some of the black tile already and laid it out in the kind of scale pit area. So hopefully that drums up some interest too.
I think it has. It already has.
Yeah, for sure. I would raise the point that he's been doing raffles, but you can also donate just directly to the cause as well.
My life. Meh is how I feel too. I'm not a fan of the Revox feel. Yeah, Revox is a very, very specific feel. It's funny because like my group, I've seen we started off with V4s and then we switched to 550s, and then when the Revox came out, it was like, oh, everyone board the bandwagon because it's a consistent gyro. And true enough, it is consistent, right? But at the same time, you get to the point where like it's too slow, or you have to tune your car a little bit differently to get it to maneuver how you want it, right?
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the way they feel, just because my car is kind of the polar opposite of how those work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're using AFGRC, right?
AGFRC.
Yeah. What are you using, DJ?
What, for servo and gyro?
Just gyro.
Oh, 550.
Judd, Revix. At least spell it right. Revox over 550 for life.
Don't. Just let him be.
And so it comes down to the whole idea of like tunability versus just simple plug and play fixes, right? That's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you don't want to tune, you have some choices as far as how your car feels in terms of which kind of, Revox style, I would say, gyro you buy. Like mine obviously feels very different than a Revox. But if you want to have more control over that feel, then probably a fully programmable gyro is the way to go.
And so, I mean, truth is not truth, but like Elliot has been getting his Fihone F9 Pro, the Bulldog clone, back up and running.
Yep.
Did you see it driving?
Yep.
Yeah.
I did with my own eyes. That thing's cool. It's really cool.
He's using an Onisiki.
On Friday?
Yeah, he had it. He didn't drive it very much. He said it was not driving all that great, but it did drive.
Oh, what it was? He said it was driving great.
Well, maybe we'll have to just ask him. He was in here.
He's in the chat. Elliot, come on. Anyway, but yeah, he's using an Onisiki gyro in there. Nothing wrong with it, and it drives to how he thought it was good. It's slow. I mean, okay, consider what it is, and then reconsider that.
It has like a fully aluminum like transfer case and drive shafts, and it's crazy.
That's just front motor. Yeah, it is front motor problems. That is 100% what it is. Because even if you get the weight distribution right, like even to a 3070, it still doesn't feel right. Like I never got my FXX or FMX feeling good, not on concrete at least. He messed up the front end alignment after a few laps. Should have left it alone from jump. From jump?
From the jump.
You guys were jumping?
Yeah, we're big jumpers.
Like over
he means
a roller?
Like just from the beginning. No, just like he should have left it as it was when he started instead of messing with it.
Gotcha. I know he had to kind of figure out a belt issue, but yeah.
Harvey had a shorter belt for him.
Yep.
We did set up a jump once on the track. That was fun.
Jump, start, get, go, beginning. I mean, I know that at one point in time, at PDX Underground, old PDX Underground, I took my Yokomo DP and was able to clear a single. So that was
Nice.
pretty impressive. This was a long time ago before we ever had like standardized tires and whatnot. Anyway, Cameron, have I done anything with new to my cars? No. Body's the newest thing that I've done. Haven't touched my cars. It's hard because like I'll want to change my cars, but I have to get to PDX to like test it.
Yep. It's a bit of a trek these days.
Just a bit. Okay. Did we do good on nerves? Are we done with nerves?
Yeah, there's not a
Okay.
lot to say about it. It's just
Yeah.
they don't go
Okay.
away. You have to figure it out.
Yeah, each individual is gonna have to figure out how to, overcome their nerves. Each person is different.
I mean, when people just say just drive, they really mean it. Just go drive.
Do what
Drive
you
with-
know you can do.
Drive with people, drive alone, drive your lead lap. That's
It's no
really
different.
about it. Okay, let's go to the other screen. Check this out. Maybe.
I was gonna say, I know that over the past, few weeks, when me and Logan are tandeming together, I've been trying to just get like proximity closer and whatnot, just because I know like we drive together a whole lot. So I don't know. I think
And
it's kind of cool that we can kind of just do that back and forth.
That's a pretty common question too. Like, how do you get better at tandeming? Like, how do you get closer without messing up? Just drive. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drive with someone that that's either somewhat similar driving style as you, or just drive. Just drive with people.
I would say just drive with people, because if you
Yep.
find people that are too close to you, and then you just stick with that because you feel safe.
Agree. Yeah, just put your car down on the track, pull up behind the first person you can find. It doesn't like anybody. Doesn't matter who. If they wreck or whatever, you just move on to the next car. That's what I did. And then you will find those people that are willing and can do 10, 20 lap of leading spotless. You just stay behind them and you'll figure it out. That's all it's just seat time.
Yep. Elliot posted this clip here.
There we go. Clipception. Oh, there's the bulldog.
Let's watch it again.
Big can hitting guy.
So is this that chassis that he
Yep.
was showing?
Mhm.
The old bulldog.
I mean,
This
that's
is the
sick.
best. This is the best turn to film Elliot on because that's where he sits right there. So he's always nailing that corner.
Yeah, literally. Look, enter into the first clipping point, matches all the way through the zones, hits the can. Came out a little bit shallow at the end, like too far forward at the end. Lost
Yeah,
momentum.
a little bobble right there. Maybe I suspect he might have hit the wall a little bit, but usually he's spot on right there.
Oh, that's legit.
Ask him
Oh.
about the other side of the track though.
Check this out. This is the D10
Yeah, I
competition
saw
in
that.
Poland.
That's super cool.
It's not just this, but if we zoom in,
There's two tracks.
there's one
There's-
track.
There's two tracks, yeah.
There's another track. Oh wait. There's another on-road track.
Uh-huh.
And over
there's
there,
a
there's-
course.
What in the world?
Oh wait, what?
Like,
Yeah,
this
there's-
place is huge.
Is that
Yeah.
a little excavator stuff too, right there to the left?
Or is that
it's,
just a crawler track or
Yeah, crawler track.
it's either crawling or excavating. I know the RC construction
Hey,
side of things.
we're gonna have an excavator track next door at PDX.
Yeah,
Like-
dude, that's gonna be sick.
Oh, look, there's another track over there too. Over
Yeah,
on
there's
the
like
far
a
right.
third track on the right. Yeah. And I
And
love the like for the drift tracks. Look at the driver stands. That's awesome. I mean, don't fall off the back, but
I mean, I'm sure
Right.
those are just 4-foot tables.
yeah, sure. But I mean, I've never been on a driver stand, so at least not for drifting.
I was gonna say you've driven buggies. I'm about driver stands for drifting, but this would clean up the whole blind spot issue really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah. You need either you need space or height. Distance away from the track or height. That's an issue we deal with a lot at PDX because where we stand is already a tight aisle, so
Well,
people are inclined to stand forward.
Yeah, and people will always like crouch forward.
Yeah,
like all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's been talk of expanding the space there a little bit, and then having some kind of hard line where we back up a little bit.
Okay, you guys. So this is RCO's Facebook page. So RCO meaning Kevin.
I need to get on that.
So what he's been doing lately is he's been doing capacitor testing. In this picture, you have a Oniseki capacitor with just your standard Oniseki capacitor. Then below that, you have 50 volt, 1000 millifarad capacitors. And then below that, you have the Pulse Master from Accuvance. So this is what he's been testing, or combinations and all this sorts of stuff. Notice the parallel connections of XT60 connectors going to like 2, then 3, then 5 and 7 capacitors of series parallel testing. He even put 2 Pulse Masters in parallel. So in his second post, he comes about and like it does the cost analysis of like, I don't think any like specific dollars were mentioned, but he kind of puts it in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So in his second test here, this is actually really cool. Oh, this is part 2, part 3 of part 2. Oh, it's here. So his first test was with the small capacitor, like stock capacitor, right? And then he goes through this process of going to the Oniseki, the Blaze, to Cap Pack, and then he keeps on increasing, right? He does notice that there are differentiations between like bottom end and top end. Like the Oniseki has a very big kind of like discharge type of thing going on for it. But he keeps on going, and then he settles just on these. So let's focus on these guys. So for reference, a single Pulse Master felt similar to 2 Cap Packs, maybe is a bit smoother, nothing on the top end. And then he moves to 5 caps, smoothness increases him from 5 and nothing to the top end. Dual Pulse Master, smoothness very similar to 5 cap packs, still lacking in boost and turbo. And 7 cap packs tied for best smoothness in test, but no effect on the top end. Right? So it seems like everything in terms of like the multiple capacitors and whatnot going to the Pulse Masters is all about smoothness for low end and mid range. And then he went into here into combos. And again, he goes into a little bit more detail. I'll save that for you guys to read. But this is funny. Original questions: can you buy some capacitors and solder them in bulk? Technically, yes, but buying cap packs are a massive waste of money. Yes and no. Those are the 2 questions, right? Do different capacitors do different things? Yes. Can you tune with capacitors? Yes. Do all capacitors play nice with one or one another? No. So here's what I find funny. And this comes down to cost. I was searching for these capacitors on Amazon the other day. And you can get 6 of these for $18. So I don't think there'd be a lot of difference between 6 and 7, right? And that's Prime shipping, so it's free shipping, 2 days. Whereas a Pulse Master, how much does a Pulse Master cost?
That's like almost $100 or something.
It's not cheap. So we're going to Acuvance USA here. So Pulse Master is $58.99, and Ablaze is $69.99.
Nice.
Trace Spectre is $44.99. Chevalier Trace is $28.99. Photonic Stabilizer $35.99.
Yeah.
And the other things, yeah.
So like in their setup, you would be running 2 or 3 of those, right? So you're well over $100.
Yeah, so from the setups that I was looking at Super G, right? It's a Blaze, it's a Pulse Master, a Trace Spectre, and a Trace.
So you're almost at $200, if not over it.
Yeah. Just in capacitor, or just in additional things to your ESCs.
Jeez.
Whereas
Golly.
the capacitor bank, this thing, competes with 2 Pulse Masters in line, right? But is probably around just shy of $25, something like that.
It's interesting.
So yeah, yes, I was looking at 50 volts because that is what Kevin was using, is 50 volts, 1,000 millifarad capacitors. So the only problem with it is, as you can see, they're quite big.
Yeah.
So whereas
they're huge.
2 Pulse Masters, where's that comparison picture?
Yeah, and the cylindrical form factor is harder to deal with than a box shape.
Oh,
Which I would guess probably maybe the boxes are just around a cylinder, type capacitor, but it would be interesting to cut one of those open.
I don't think so. Like, the square ones are square for a reason. Like, I'd assume that they're the what are polymer caps? So they're the flat surface mount type ones. I mean, if you look at this, just the size comparison alone.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I don't think the size is that big of a deal.
Maybe not.
Those are 35. Okay, then it's probably even cheaper then, right? If they are 35 volt.
What's the weight of those things?
850 for 6 on 35 volt. They were 100 farad? Microfarad? Yeah, microfarad. Anyway, so significantly cheaper for a do-it-yourself type of solution. Just not as pretty, right? So which way would you go? Both of you?
Yeah, I would probably go the DIY route, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of historically been my style.
Yeah, with that front body mount that you have.
I'd probably go with 8 and just make it look like a V8, and you're good.
What about you, DJ?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm a sucker for them name brand parts, so I'd probably cave in and throw on an extra $200 to my ESC.
I mean, it's easier to work with. That's about it.
Yeah, and
Yeah, there's something to say about, just kind of hitting the easy button on that.
Yeah, I like to hit that easy button sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to like electronics and such. I don't want to mess around with that a whole lot. I want it to be plug and play.
But it's not electronics. It's just capacitors.
That's
To
yeah.
electronics. Um, it. I would honestly, for me, I would want to drive with it before I bought anything because I still am. As someone who hasn't driven with any kind of capacitor on my ESC, I'm still skeptical of like it being helpful for me.
Oh yeah, because you still have yet to switch over to your MD2. Because
Yeah,
the hobby wing that you have doesn't have a, or does it? Does it have a
no,
small tiny cap?
no,
Gotcha.
maybe unless it has it inside or something. I don't know.
Mile high. If you can make the capacitors move like cylinders.
Now we're talking.
Actually, that'd be pretty cool because you can hide the wires in the rods. Have it.
That sounds like something Elliot might be interested in. Probably not for me. I'm not a big scale guy, anyways.
Okay. So yeah. I highly advise you guys check out RCO's page. It's RCO on Facebook, and if you can see their team.rcoasis on Instagram. Kevin's been doing really, really awesome stuff with this capacitor, and he's also responsible for the caster plate, the RDX caster plate. That's probably somewhere on here. They're just doing a lot of cool stuff, especially with the Kansai chassis. Yeah. Oh, they are 35 volt. Well, my bad. But yeah, that makes it even cheaper. So 850 for 6 on 35 volt. I'd be down to just try it, to be honest. That's money that I can throw around, no problem.
Yeah. We can make like a community pack and we can all try it out.
Kansai V2 should be available in the US soon. I'm not too I mean, I already have the ADX chassis. So Kansai V2 is cool, but I don't really want to do anything else with the RDX other than the caster plate. I think that's what I want to do. Speaking of cool stuff, we got the mile high proximity sensors here, which here's a video of it.
Pretty rad.
Now I will say, and he's in chat right now, so we can ask questions too. Is it only one color? And can it lock? Can it latch the maximum or the closest?
It's RGB. I would be surprised if it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Ask anything. Yeah. So I know that you can reset the distance. I saw that. Or like calibrate for what's close, right? Can you have it hold and latch the position until you reset it, not just for like the 3 seconds that I saw there? Has multiple colors. I haven't added the lock since trains ruin it. Yeah, I mean, but I would see this more of a competition type of thing, right? I like trains. Yeah. So your distances are 15, 20, 25, and 30 centimeters away. Okay. And is that per each LED? I would imagine it's for each LED. I can do the lock for comp use. And then there is also mention that I saw that it can also send a number to a Bluetooth application. So that is cool too. But then again, the only thing, I guess not the only thing, the biggest thing that I see about this is that it's only measuring proximity, not the angle of the car, which I get. It's at least one thing, and seeing like the angle into the clipping zone is fairly easy. So there's that. But then
Yeah,
there's the car that just drives straight through the clipping point.
yeah, that's just part of it though. You're gonna as a if you're using it as a tool or if it's just for fun, like you have to know that it is just detecting proximity,
Mhm.
like any other like the my suggestion of having a timing loop. It's not about you have to know that it's not about racing. It's just for yourself as an
Mhm.
aid. So like same kind of deal where you have to understand what it does and how it does it, and then you can go from there.
It's possible. Okay, they are Bluetooth, but the app is something I can't make on my own. It is possible to make them read and save though. So I do have some worries about that because Bluetooth still acts on 2.4 gigahertz, which if you have a whole room of 2.4 gigahertz radios, that might cause some issues. But if you could have a like a little LED display that would give like the value or a point value related to that on the box itself, that'd be cool. That'd be way cool.
Yeah.
Just make it like an seven segment LED. Is it seven? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, seven segment LED, and just have it like display 1 through 8 or 0 through 8. That'd be easy enough. Okay.
There's some other exciting news that I posted in general to do with the AZ track.
In general.
That link at the bottom there.
Yeah, it's showing.
So that's Tandem RC in Phoenix. They just finished installing the Japanese P-tile.
Dang, they did a track change too. That's a nice little place.
Yeah, they have a kind of an awkward space to
Yeah,
deal with, but it leads
no,
to, I think, there's some really cool layouts.
it's very tight in there. As I said
It's
before, I've been
very
there.
it's circular.
Yeah.
It's
I
very
mean, that's
circular.
probably the longest arc I've seen on a turn. I mean, you're going almost, depending
Oh,
on if you
that's like
Maji
a
with that
two.
one straight, it's more than a 360.
Right.
I mean, either way, it's more than the 360. It's still cool. It's cool. I'm excited. I get to drive there in a couple weeks.
I love how
I'm
we've come to
excited
the
too.
fact, or we've come to the point where it's not just plastic tile. It's plastic tile, Japan plastic tile, VCT.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I talked about it. I think it's a little silly, but it's still, I'm excited to try it out.
Mm-hmm. It'll be good.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
You'll probably see some of the Tech One drivers down there too.
That'd be cool.
All right, where we going? Where we going next, you guys?
What's the next topic? I feel like I've been quiet for a while.
I mean, DJ's been quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't feel like I've talked much this whole stream.
Japan VCT is the hardest VCT available, though, which is why it's a pain in the butt to ship. I mean, I guess it's not a pain in the butt, but it can break, and that's why it's a pain in the butt to ship. Anyway, yeah. I put on here because we brought the in chat. There's the idea of the LP86 from D-Like.
Yeah.
So stock class drifting. What do you think about that, and how do you think we could do that?
Yeah, I kind of was talking in that, but yes, it's super cool. And I think how is with the LP86, really cheap kit. I mean, I would say whatever, it doesn't even have to be the LP86, but whatever the cheapest kit possible we can get is, and then, transmitter gets a little weird, but I'm totally into it for sure. And
I guess my question is the why behind the stock class, right? Now, are we looking for the driver, or are we looking for both the driver and the tune?
Yeah, that's pretty good. But I mean, I would give you the same reasoning that it's so popular in racing is like you want to take the car, the equipment, I would say, out of it entire as much as you can. So I think for a lot of spec class uh, and all types of racing, the tuning aspect is very minimal. I would say for RC drift, logistic wise, I would say no tuning whatsoever. Just because you don't want to have to like mess with each car. I think honestly, ideally, we would pitch in, build 2 cars, and get 2 cheap transmitters or something like that, and then just have at it. No tuning at all.
Try to get them to feel as close as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because like even if we did box stock and allowed tuning, then that's still utilization of the tune, right?
Yeah. Yeah. To me, the whole point of a spec series is it. Yeah. Take away equipment. It's just driver on driver.
Because I know a long time ago we were joking around with like spec class RDS, not RDX, but RDS.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was thinking it could be just like a mini competition where everyone just drives one chassis, like one radio, one chassis, and everyone just has like a qualification lap on it.
Like a qualifying.
And that's all that it would be, like just a mini game. That's all.
Yeah, like a here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Go for a lap.
Or
would be so. I'm kind of in the early stages. I'm kind of planning like a summary, like late summer fun oriented event, like not a competition, but an event at PDX that's just focused around the fun side of drifting. And I think that would be one of those. I mean, it's still competition, but at least it's not like against anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's,
like driver challenges.
Yeah.
I got one for you. Are you ready? Actually, you might have seen it if you were at let's see. I forgot where I did it last. 2 drivers, 1 car.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that sounds the worst.
It sounds intimidating, but like we did it with my SX3 that had a Revox in it, right? Mm-hmm. And pretty much every pair of people that I handed the car to, they were able to do it after like 2 or 3 laps.
Nice.
And like, I mean, I guess the majority of it's taken by the gyro, right? So it's pretty easy, like easier than a buggy to get around a track.
So you just plug in, you just put 2 receivers on the car, and then okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that sounds fun.
And then we can do tandems with that. That'd be interesting.
That brings a whole new aspect to team tandem battles.
Hey, that's what a real team tandem is. Team tandems.
I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back.
That's not allowed.
What?
I'm kidding.
Sorry.
We're not Amazon.
I can bring you with me.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of there. Anyway. What about you, DJ? How would you go about this?
Yeah, for the stock class thing, and kind of like, bring it to that aspect. Try to have everyone, have the same exact, type of car or electronics or such like that. Because, same thing with like the buggy side, because I've been starting to do that a lot. Everyone kind of has to have the same thing except for like, tires, this, that, the other, just because that's personal preference. But obviously with the drift stuff, we'll, keep that to spec tires so that everyone has to have the same thing. So I think it'd be kind of cool, you know.
But what about the investment? Because that is like strictly another car, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like because now everyone either has to go out and buy the same exact thing, or you know, try to have everyone donate into having two specific chassis that get kept at the track or something.
Hmm.
And then when we wanted to do like fun little game things with them like that, we'd bring them out. Like they aren't a rental car, and it's not, a car that would be used for like if someone came in, was like asking like, hey, I wanted to just get into it. Like, those would be like our chassis, like for those people only.
Right. Event specific chassis
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it probably makes the most sense to do a pool system and only have two of the cars.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. But what chassis would we want? Would we build them, or do they need to be like RTR spec?
Yeah, see, and that's another topic because it's just like the RTR stuff. So like now we have to go out and try to, well, I think is what was it? RDS is what we'd choose, just because it's like kind of like the best bang for your buck, or one of the MST kits or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I trust the RTR factory settings to be consistent enough.
I mean, yes, there would have we would have to go through them and make sure that they were as similar as they could be. Oh, Elliot just sent me a weight distribution picture of his bulldog. It's 42, 42 front, 58 rear. It's not bad, but it could be better.
Not bad in the real world.
Guess the overall weight.
I would be cheating if I knew that, if I did that, because I saw it.
Oh, fine. It is 1536, 1537.
Which is honestly, I would have thought it would have been higher.
Yeah, that's as heavy as my Shark got, like with Mustang body and all that fun stuff on it. Y'all made
Harvey's
me change the
Rhino Max
sensor
is much
now,
more than
and
that.
it shows for 5 seconds after it initiates. Okay. But if you're gonna have classes, you have stock and mod. So rules to stupid heart is in the way. What you can do to your builds, or how does so all we're doing, because we already have the open class, right? That's what we do already. It would be a strict stock class.
Yeah, because the mod would be, our open class where you can tune your car, have your custom chassis, turbo and boost, this, that, the other, where, your stock class is like a stock motor, this, that, the other, no turbo boost. So
let's build them as kits and let's put 21.5s in them.
There we go. I'm always, like I've said before, like I'm more focused on competition side of this, but I do wish I had time to explore the world, or like what would be the RC version of like low power drifting. Because right now we're basically all driving like 2,000 horsepower cars.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to go down.
Well, I mean, your whole idea of going to the 380 cans, right? That would be a closer step to it.
Yeah.
But even still, you have a lot more horsepower to play with in it. Ooh, we can go all the way down to one cell. Brushed motor class.
Yeah.
We could do that with the Yokomo RTRs.
No. No. Have you driven one?
Yes.
Then no.
Yes. It's so bad.
No.
We have a stock 17 class in drift in New Zealand. No boost, no turbo, max 30 degrees on the can.
That's
Sensor
awesome.
distance. Okay. Stock 17 class. What's the 17 mean?
Like 17.5 probably?
Maybe. No, Mitch. Unless everyone is running the MRC rear wheel drive conversion, which actually isn't that expensive. It's just getting it to the States. Anyway, okay, let's take a break from topics. Actually, we only have one more topic, but yeah. Let's go to where do we want to go? Where do I want to go?
Yeah, 17.5. I have a 17.5 motor. Maybe I would pop one of those in my
Honestly,
on the RDX.
17.5. Except, okay, so the lock timing would be a little bit of a hassle, because on the RMX, what was it? I had a Phantom D. It's a V4 D35, 17.5 in it. I crank the boost all the way to 50 degrees. And then on the ESC settings, I still had like another 30 degrees of boost and like 25 degrees of turbo. So all of it. And it kept up. It was great. The RMX drove great. Now it's just hanging on the wall. It's a corpse.
Oh,
I think
can we talk about that the centering hole thing?
oh, yeah.
That is so cool.
Okay. DJ, do you have your chassis on hand?
Yeah, and I earlier in the stream I looked at it and I did a facial expression, so yes.
Like, it is there.
Yes, it is there.
How annoyed are you that you didn't even know that?
Well,
Okay, you guys.
what's it for?
So this hole,
It
this
centers
hole
your.
is, yeah, this is the hole that we're talking about on an RMX.
So I presume you can stick something in there and it lines up with the steering and it centers.
Yeah,
Steering,
that's
right?
actually what I'm going to look at right now, really quick.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. So I guess I'll show you guys first. Oh.
Yes, it
Yeah.
exists.
It is there. Corresponding hole in the steering setup. That's the question.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look really quick.
It would appear from that picture that we're looking at that there is. And that's genius. I wish every car had that.
And there's a hole in the steering rack.
Mile High says that's old school news, and I'm a new school guy. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it on anything that I've looked at.
Yeah, it might be old school news. I'm sure it is because it's an MST RMX 2.0. But man,
Me, I was today old when I found this out. That is awesome.
Oh, this isn't really gonna work.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
Yeah,
there
no,
is
we got
there's
it.
a little hole in the basically where like the servo stuff is for like the rack
we
too
got it.
as well.
but why don't more people do this? Why don't more companies do
I know.
this?
Every car should have that.
Like, if not a notch, right? Like, just something. Okay, as far as MST goes, MST has, like, they are a front runner in terms of like trying different things with chassis, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting for me because getting into the sport as you're doing research and you haven't really talked to anyone in the community yet, MST kind of has a higher market share in your head or a value in your head as one of the top dogs. And they probably still are realistically one of the top dogs, but actually having been in the sport as long as I have, like, it was surprising to see that there actually isn't a lot of people driving MSD cars anymore.
And I think the reason for that is because they're not just turnkey builds, right? I mean, look at DJ. What chassis is he holding up right now? Like, it's not a stock RMX.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
You got to build
there's
them.
almost no stock parts left, and he even dared to drive his RDX last night, and I suspect it was faster still, but I suspect he will put that RDX right back down and keep driving his MSD.
Yeah, he's not wrong. I need to do a little bit more research or just stalking on Super G. Hopefully, they make that I'm pulling a blank on exactly what it is, but it's just a piece for the CLSD to go into the 2.5 transmission case.
I mean, I'm sure anyone with a 3D printer could rapid prototype that for you. Because all it is it's just an idler gear holder. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Figure out a file or something.
Yeah.
And
I
honestly,
can make it.
There's probably someone who already did it.
Yeah. Cameron's asking about the advantage for the centering hole, and it's quite simple. You're probably overthinking it, but just being able to know for sure that your steering is centered, so then you can, tune it a little bit or make adjustments, knowing that it's perfectly centered.
Yep. Because even if your steering rack is slightly off-centered when you're doing all of your adjustments, like one side is going to be shorter than the other, and that's going to hinder like the overall throw of one side.
Setting the lengths of all the links. I mean, tuning your endpoints and your electronics and stuff for steering too. Like being able to know for sure that rack is exactly centered just makes all your other stuff more accurate.
Right. If we can figure out how to do top dead center for cylinders, this should be cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, things you learn even about old chassis.
I might just drill a hole in mine just to make that work.
On what car? What chassis?
I don't know. I'll figure out how to make a setup that allows me to lock in center like that. That's genius.
Let's see.
I'm like gonna mess around with it right now.
David says, I know they're not bad, but you can't get parts for them. It's like OD, but not as flashy or near the quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I think
the parts the parts comment, 100%. Like once
I'm checking after this.
Once they're gone.
The MRX GT, because it came out about when I was getting into the sport, and it looked really cool, and I liked. I don't think I've seen like that winter style quick change rear diff used in the real world, but I think the issue was they just sacrificed. I think people don't really run like longitudinally mounted motors anymore.
Right.
Well, that's neat.
It's like, it works. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, and this is going to be a pain in the butt to even attempt to focus. So the reason why they did the quick change is because of this. So here,
now I can see how off my toe is.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember.
Hold on. Need more light. Need more light.
What are you trying to show us there, Adam?
The whole longitudinal reason motor thing.
Oh.
Okay. So this is the Mini. The fan is covering the motor, but look at the pinion and the spur.
Oh,
right?
You got to move it over. Oh, never mind. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. So the reason why they have the quick change is because they can't do that with how they have the motor lined up.
Yeah.
And that's the whole. It's stupid.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Like it's
two
cool.
birds with one stone for them. They can make it look like a real diff, but also resolves the issue of not being able to easily change your pinion and spur on that chassis.
Yes. Yeah. But it's like once you find it though, then it's not like you're gonna be spending a lot of time changing it.
Yeah, depending. It depends on how often your layout changes and.
I don't think the MRX GT is bad. Like I've driven one and it's good. It's fine. It drives good. And as far as like the whole transmission style, the ring and pinion gears, they're fine. It's just you gotta know and deal with it a little bit differently than like the whole mechanical advantage of a 4-gear transmission. That's all.
Yeah. I will admit the color scheme that I kind of use on my body and my second body is 100% inspired by their box. I think their box looks really awesome.
For what?
The MST like box that their kits come in nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
I just like the color scheme, so I've kind of used it on my cars.
Who else is a Gundam nerd? I'm a Gundam nerd.
I've never got into Gundam, but I saw like a video of the Mega Gundam they built in Japan, and that thing's insane.
Yeah, I want to go see that. I'd totally go see that.
Oh, I wanted to show off my koozie.
It's backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
I
be
can
a
fix
thing.
that. Oh no, you fixed it. Well, fine. Let's see. Where do I want to go? Oh, I posted some M chassis bodies in the product watch. Did I talk about those last week? Yeah, I did. No, I didn't.
I have one for Product Watch that I didn't really post. It's not really so I've been talking and working with our design a little bit, and it sounds like the MD1 chassis that he's making and been working on that Jake has will be available for at least probably pre-order very soon.
Did you find
And
out the
it
cost?
looks amazing. I haven't asked him about price yet. Judging by the way it looks, I've seen the whole thing. I don't imagine it'll be a cheap chassis.
Oh no, no way.
But it looks incredible. It looks awesome.
With the amount of milling, like the CNC
Yeah.
and the milling that goes into
Yes.
that, I could easily see over $200. Like,
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah. But the upper rails that he did, everything about the whole chassis just looks so cool to me.
Right. Oh, hey, good job, everybody, for doing tuning reference posts and whatnot. Like, that is a Discord room that well, I mean, besides the whole idea that it's being a reference, right?
Yeah.
There's some good talking going on in there. I saw, I think, Team Notachi's posts on YouTube had the RC drift chassis tuning effects draft picture on there too. So that was kind of cool. Okay, you guys. Last topic of the night. You guys, how do you know what to buy? When you're looking for something, how do you know what to buy? And this is a completely open-ended question. There's no rhyme or reason to this. There's just, I think Jose was talking to me about it because he had burnt out his motor, and we switched him over to a Fledge, which got burnt out or something weird happened to it, and now he's considering a different motor. So aside from that whole process, like as far as looking and researching for like new products or new things that you want to test out, what do you guys look for? Like, where do you go to? What resources do you use?
Well, I mean, I kind of just do the main research that is provided by companies, or at least like whoever's selling it. Sometimes I'll try to go onto YouTube and try to do like comparison videos of like, what is the benefits of this item versus that item. But that's hard to come by because depending on the items that you're looking for, it's not like there's going to be a specific YouTube video out there for those two items.
Mm-hmm.
So it's generally just the one item that I'm typically looking for. I don't know. I tried to buy different items, but I tend to just go the same items. So like, for instance, I bought a new motor, but it's a different turn, but it's the same, you know,
Hmm.
it's a fledged motor, but it's just a different turn.
Right.
You know, and AccuVance has other motors, but you know, I just went the same route of fledge.
Hmm. David in chat says, buy once, cry once, which I 100% agree with the things that you can do that with, right? So like radio is one thing that you can do that with because it's an investment to all of your chassis that you have, right?
Yeah.
Batteries, sure. Charger, definitely cry once for the charger. um,
I need to do that.
Honestly, I bought my little hobby tool RC or whatever, that like tiny travel charger that I got.
Yeah.
But since I bought the Junsai charger, the iCharger, I haven't even used the tiny thing. Yeah. So just a good charger is worth the money. That's for sure. But yeah. So what about your thoughts, Logan? Because your whole process is trying to look for sponsorship and trying to kind of go about that way. So what are your...
I'm like in a different kind of realm now from like trying to buy things.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when I started, I think I wasn't, you know, when I started buying stuff for my current car, I wasn't really a part of the community, so I kind of did all that on my own, and that was just, a lot of that was just kind of through watching, you know, finding what I could on YouTube. I think I mentioned to you, Adam, that I had seen a video that, you know, the Futaba video, even before I even knew any of you guys. So YouTube or just
I watched that.
following stuff on Instagram helps a lot. You know, seeing, knowing that like Super G series is the bigger one in biggest one in the country. You know, looking into what they're using, you can find a lot of stuff. And then after that first phase, I would say it really became a lot about just relying on our community here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of us, so, and you know, one person can buy one thing, and you can either, you know, try it, drive their car and try it out, or just, you know, take in their feedback on it. And I think that's a lot of how most of us buy stuff now is, you know, someone will take the jump when it's something new, and then everybody else will kind of get to feed off of that and see if it's something they're interested in.
Yep.
But people at the track for sure will tell you, you know, what's good and what's not, if you're lucky enough to have a track nearby.
The thing is, take it with a grain of salt. That, like, 100%.
People always have their biases too. So.
Mm-hmm. And like for our community over at PDX, Judd is going to be the first one with a Rev D ESC. I don't know if Jake might have hopped on that like pre-order as well, or anyone else like locally. But yeah, like I mean, everyone's seen it, right? Miko Yang already has his Rev D ESE, so we will find out.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, like, yeah, the track's a huge resource, but also it's not exhaustive. So like, for instance, at our track, there's almost like, if you come to our track, you're just gonna get like RSST recommended. So there's almost no one running like a Futaba servo at our track. So keep that in mind too. Like, when you do ask the track,
no, you're right. Never mind.
When you do ask the track, they're probably all running the same stuff, and they're probably all already kind of, that's what we're doing. Which I don't think we're wrong in that the RSST is a great servo. Just
right.
Keep an open mind, I would say.
Right. So I mean, the only, like, it's like going to a track and like, what happens if, the main radio that they're using is Sanwa over Futaba, right? Because that happens too. It's a thing. Okay. DJ, Cameron is asking you, what are your thoughts on the different Fledge motors as far as what the feel and performance in your eyes between the 10.5 and the 13.5?
Yeah, so I did see that.
Sam, you're not
So
here anymore. Anyway, let's go.
yeah, no worries.
Aw.
I mean, in my eyes, I know I've always had like a 10.5 motor. And then when I bought my first AccuVance motor, I wanted to try a 13.5. So I bought that. But comparing the two AccuVance motors, the 10.5, in my opinion, was, um, you know, you don't have to be on the throttle as much as the 13.5 would be. The 13.5, you have to be a little bit more on throttle, at least in my eyes. And I feel like it could just go, or I guess be depending on chassis wise too as well. Because I know my car, I feel like I wanted to be a little bit more um, wheel speed, just because with the my MST it seems to lack, speed, and the more powerful motor, I feel like in my eyes, can try to control that, but also have a lot more trigger pull with the 10.5, if that kind of makes any sense. So the 13.5, I didn't have as much throttle input, but then or yeah, sorry, 13.5, I was on the throttle a whole lot, and then the 10.5, I would have a lot more room to play with my throttle input, if
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah,
makes
totally.
sense. But performance wise, they feel exactly the same. You know, um, I hadn't really have a whole lot of seat time around my 13.5, but smoothness of the motor, it feels, it's the same motor. It's just a different turn.
Yeah, I think it kind of ties into the poll, right? Of like for 10.5 and 13.5, it's almost like I don't know. I would argue I'm skeptical of our ability to even kind of perceive a difference because theoretically a 13.5 is more torque and a 10.5 is more wheel speed, or more RPM, I should say. But like the 10.5 is not going to struggle. It's not going to bog or have issues on the bottom end with torque. So at the end of the day, they're both can light the tires off at any point in time as fast as you want them to.
Right.
The one thing that I have noticed, and I may have to put my 13.5 back in just to try maybe one of these times for a Tandem Tuesday comp. I know for I guess going back to that competition aspect, I know when the nerves are high, I don't know if it was my trigger finger getting a little bit more light or too heavy. But I know that, didn't really help out a whole lot with some things because, on party laps, it's just casual driving. So you can, drive at, what you want. But then, when you need a little bit more throttle input or to be able to use a certain gap, but not be able to jump so far forward with a 10.5, because that's the one kind of thing that I've noticed too, is I guess proximity wise, if let's say if I'm further back with a 10.5, you can just give it a quick zip and you're pretty much right there, with the 13.5. And this is why I kind of want to try and test and tune a little bit more. You do have to kind of stay on it a little bit more and then kind of let off a little bit, but you still have to be on throttle.
Mm-hmm. See, your explanation between 10.5 and 13.5 is almost 100% backwards from how I would explain it.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I want to test and tune again, because I hardly have much seat time with 13.5, and with my experience with it, I was on throttle a whole lot, and I couldn't really keep up with people.
So it's an application type of thing, right? Sam actually has my definition where 13.5 has more resolution in terms of the trigger pull. Right. So 10.5, so DJ, when you're driving your 10.5 when you start out, like, do you just kind of hover around the very beginning of that throttle pull?
Yeah, majority of the time I'm pretty much at the beginning of the throttle pull. Like I don't really get into it until like, I really need to get onto someone's like
Mhm.
getting closer to proximity and whatnot.
Right. And then your 13.5, you have to pull a lot more because you don't have as much motor there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So just for reference, you guys, how many RPMs or kilovolts do you think is different between a 10.5 motor and a 13.5 motor?
I have
Oh
no
God.
idea. I couldn't even guess. Like
Yeah.
10,000. I don't know.
Okay, not that much. So
No, I mean like 10. One of them. What's the RPM of motors, anyways? It's like 10 to 15 or something.
it depends. So
Wait, I have one question real quick.
Okay.
Are you holding a keycap puller?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I was confused for a second.
I got a new
forgot which
keyboard.
podcast we were on.
I got a new
Cool.
keyboard, and it's like the cheapest keyboard that I own, and it's upside down for you guys. But I'm
Cool.
trying to find a silent keyboard, and this is actually doing the job well. Like, listen. Oh wait, sorry. That's it.
Yeah, it's very quiet. Does it have like a little screen on it?
Yeah, it does.
That's cool. I like that. Nice.
Yeah, this is what I do. I customize my little screen.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Just like my radio. I customize my screens on my 7PXR.
Same.
And still have telemetry.
I'd have my branding on there, so I got my hot dog racing.
Okay.
Sorry, I interrupted you though. We're way off topic.
I mean, I think Mile High already came. Yeah, Mile High is pretty darn close. So according to the Accuvance Japan page, a 13.5 turn motor at 7.2 volts of input and at 35 degrees of can timing is 3030 RPM or kilovolts. So that's RPM per volt. And then a 10.5 is 3900. So like when you think about it there, it's not that much. But then when you multiply it by the voltage, then it jumps a lot more.
The one thing I would say is with a 10.5, and at least in my chassis, I think, and this is marginal. I mean, I would just say I think I might be even getting this wrong, but I think you get a little more freedom with a 13.5 as far as spur gear choice, because in a 10.5 you can only go up to like 84, 86, 88 before you start having clearance issues. So then like marginally it's slightly, because obviously you do pinion, but yeah, slightly more options with the 13.5. That would be it for me.
I mean, like I was saying earlier, it comes down to an application of how the motor is used, right? Because like I was saying earlier, like driving my 17.5 in my RMX, I can definitely hang with the majority of, well, pretty much anyone who is on the track with it and not miss a beat. But
Yeah.
you're going to be in boost all the time.
Yeah.
So that's like the trade-off. It's just kind of whatever works for you, right?
Yeah, and that's another thing why I want to bring out the 13.5 motor, because maybe I just need to do some re-gearing.
Oh, 100%. If you're using the same gearing that you're using on the 10.5,
yeah,
revisit that 100%.
Yeah, and that's why, because I feel like, usually when I buy new stuff, I'm putting in the same exact things that I just had, so, I'm not really taking it full potential.
At the end of the day, there's a behind the scenes joke about me saying the end of the day a lot, but you like your wheel speed that you want on the track is the wheel speed that you want on the track. So regardless of what motor you have, that's the wheel speed that you like. So then when you going from a 10.5 to a 13.5, you obviously have to adjust your gearing to get back to the same wheel speed that you like. And then probably you'll start, it's more of a true one-to-one comparison between the two, right? Because you have the same wheel speed. And then you get to feel the extra torque that you would have in the 13.5. I haven't, like I said, I haven't really experienced or experimented with it yet. So,
well, and we also get into the weird aspect of each motor has its like power band, because they're different power bands from each other.
Yeah.
And like once you start tuning with spur and pinion, just spur alone, right? Because you're not only changing the amount of torque that's coming from the motor to the spur, like, well, I mean that is what you're changing. Like from either of those is how much power is delivered in relation to the gear ratio, not just by the gear ratio, but like the overall torque that's being applied because the diameter of the spur or pinion.
Yeah.
So there's
a lot. Sam said wheel speed isn't everything, and I don't think it is either. But I just like when you're tuning your gear ratio, you're kind of that's kind of what you're adjusting, right? Like your wheel speed.
Logan's trying to provide a scientific approach to a one-to-one like comparison, and I think it's smart.
Yeah, like obviously motor feel is a totally different thing. I just meant like when we're talking about gearing, what you're adjusting is wheel speed. So it's something to consider when you're comparing driving a 10.5 and a 13.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, wheel speed is totally, it comes down to the radius of the turns on the track, basically, and how long the straightaways are.
Yes, and I didn't change the gearing on my cars when I finally drove at Super G when I did, for the few laps that I did, and man, I was very, very lacking. Like I needed to gear up probably 4 or 5 teeth on the pinion.
Like it was funny because there's an episode of this podcast where I was bashing the stock gearing in the YD2Z, but on the current layout, I'm totally running the stock gearing because it just was what I felt I needed to like maintain speed in the first turn there. So yeah, I mean it goes to show you like we've had layouts where I was like running 2288 on my gears, and now I'm back to the stock YD2Z like 2484. So it's a huge difference, and it just totally depends on the layout of the track.
Yep. It also just dictates how you drive your car too, because like a larger pinion gear will give you more availability before you hit boost or before you hit turbo. So think about that too. It's also harsher at the beginning of your trigger pull because there is more wheel speed. So all sorts of things going at
and that gets into the aspect of where like you can tune multiple parameters, I would say, with different ways. So like you could change your pinion gear, or you could adjust your settings on your ESC to achieve the same thing, right? There's in all of tuning, there's multiple things like that.
Yep. Okay, let's get off of this. If you guys do have more technical questions, throw them in chat, because we might be able to come to an answer if none of us have an answer. There's a good number of people here. Actually, I haven't even checked that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Still a good number of people here. All 20 of you. Actually, that might be 17 because we're watching this streams too.
Yep.
3 or 4 gear and why? I leave it to driver preference. 100% driver preference, because I've had both cars, or both 3 and 4 gear setups, and even belt wise I've had 3 and 4 setup. by either one belt or two belts, take your pick. But at the end of the day, it's just a preference thing. Like, both cars are fast. Both cars can be fast. I don't think there's really the mechanical advantage that we talk about with 4-gear as as big of a difference as as we make it, right? Because Logan, you're driving 3-gear?
Yep.
Because ZX?
Not intentionally. It just is the kit that I bought.
And then Logan, you're driving...
You mean DJ?
DJ, yeah. I'm trying so hard not to call you JD. Like, it pops up in my mind every so often. It's like... anyways, and you're driving RMX 2.5, so you're on 4-gear or 3-gear?
Yeah, I'm 4-gear, but there was a very, long time frame that I was running 3-gear just for a little bit. I think right when I had gotten the new transmission, I ran 4-gear for a little bit, and then wanted to try 3-gear.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up running 3-gear for a little bit, and then I think it was probably like a month or so before Super G is when me and Logan were at the track, and he goes, what geared transmission do you have? And I told him I had 3. He goes, wait, can't you change it to 4 or something? And I was like, oh yeah, I could change it to 4. And that's when I realized that whole rotation stuff on for your spur gear to get to actually get squat. And so that's when I changed it to 4-gear. And so I've driven on both 3 and 4. Obviously, really the only difference that I saw was just the squatting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So short answer is 3 gears would technically give you a little bit more forward bite, whereas 4-gear has more mechanical advantage because your car is squatting in terms of traction. Which, if you look at the Yokomo site and how they have it, it's 4-gear for low traction surfaces, and that's all that they really mention. My Shark is the equivalent of a 3-gear, and I liked my ZX when I had it, my ZX thing when I had it, over my SX3. So I lean more towards the 3-gear side of things. Different arguments to both sides. It's like rear motor and mid rear motor. Yeah. I hate the feeling of rear motor cars just because of how the weight is placed, where it's placed, and what the motor is doing behind the axle. It just doesn't drive. I've had a good driving. Actually, my rear motor Mini is the best Mini that I drove. That was a Mini. Other than that, every big car that I've driven has always felt weird to me. Have you guys driven rear motor cars?
Nope.
Not even a buggy, huh?
I mean, I guess I probably have. I don't remember because I've driven a lot of cars at the track, but yeah, mine obviously isn't. I also, I don't have a lot of experience even driving a 4-gear transmission. Obviously, my MD2 will be that, so I'm excited to, experience what the difference in the feel is.
Oh, P.S. I'm pretty sure that MST was the first to actually do a 3 and 4-gear transmission swap, in the same transmission. So, yeah, another MST thing. Okay.
Noted. I need to just start making more parts. I need to buy them.
It's not even making more. Well, I mean, yeah, they just need parts in stock for sure.
They also need to just sponsor DJ at this point. He's their only representative out here, so they need to hook your boy up.
Well, so what? MST's out of Taiwan, I think. Yeah. So it's not. Yeah. That's all. Where's John? John is being John. Yeah, so if anything, John will be back on the 9th. He's gonna do the stream with me, and we're gonna have Brenna and Kalai, on the stream. So that'll be fun. He's just busy with other stuff. That's all. Flex or rigged? Yeah, rigged. Flex or stiff chassis. Logan, have you experienced the flex tech yet?
Nope.
And then DJ, your beast mode it's not that flexy.
No, so it's not that flexy, but it does have a stiffener or a brace, whatever, in it. But I actually didn't install it, so it's flexible as can be. But yeah, so
the fact that Azza's saying it's not a podcast without John's RDX hype report. My gosh.
I can give you a hype report from PDX on the RDX.
You guys
I would
want an
say
RDX report?
I would say the hype report on RDX at PDX is pretty low these days.
Yeah, not a lot of RDXs.
There's a lot of
RDX.
Almost everybody has an RDX, but almost nobody drives them anymore. People still drive them. That's not fair.
I mean, Chris will drive his.
Fallen off. Yeah, Chris, Kenny, James, John. I'm sure there's more.
My stance on flex or rig decks, I prefer a stiff chassis. However, at the same time, like there are some chassis that need a flex deck. Like my original RMX was so like twitchy and snappy that a flex deck helped it chill out and became a really, really good chassis to drive. I have my Shark set up as a flex setup. It's running the R-Spec Stingray bottom chassis with Lance's parallel uprights on the top of the chassis. So it has a good amount of flex.
Yeah.
The Yogi is stiff chassis. RDX is flex. And Midnight Mini is stiff, and the One Mini is stiff.
My Amazon YD2Z chassis is, I would say, stiff. The MD2 stock chassis probably stiff too, but I will be running the R-Design MD2 chassis when that comes out, and that's adjustable. So I'm excited to try out a little bit of flexiness too.
Nice.
My intuition on, like I always go back to real racing is that, you know, rigidity is where it's at, but you know, I'm excited to try. I'll try anything at least once.
Let's see. We have 8 active RDX drivers at our shop. Only about half have conversions. See, that was my one thing, is that if I was going to buy an RDX, it was going to have a conversion no matter what. So like whether it was the Kanzai or the ADX came first. So, and it honestly, ADX looked really, really good to me just because of the things that you could do with it. So that's why I have the ADX chassis. Lance.
I mean, just to comment on that, we definitely had probably more than 8 RDX drivers at our track. It just seems like a lot of them don't drive those cars as much anymore.
Right. I mean, I think it just comes down to the idea that there's nothing really to do to the chassis, right? Without doing a conversion or without like diving into the deep end and forbid them add turnbuckles.
But yeah, I mean, that's also the whole point. So it's kind of like,
right. I have the aluminum steering rack coming. It'll be here on Monday. Not tomorrow, but Monday.
Elliot's right. Reader has 2 RDXs.
I thought about buying some of the aluminum bits and pieces for mine, but you know, it's just gonna sit there.
Right.
Those will all be. Kevin has those coming in too, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, yeah, we were talking about that actually last night.
So,
Or the
okay,
other night.
Travis has, yes, 2 RDXs, but one of them is Sam's RDX. And for whatever the case, we don't know how to slow it down. Like,
Yeah, he finally put on some rigid wheels last night, and I think it was, I don't know. I didn't get to drive much with him after that, but I don't know. I think it was better.
but just think, like, he has that much overhead. It's like, oh, I'm too slow. Let me just
Yeah.
do a wheel swap.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's very similar to like Austin's car. I don't understand at all, but they're both were like ridiculously fast.
Austin, yeah. So Austin's car is kind of like unhinged. You can drive it, but you have to be driving it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has the V1 AD team chassis, and then Travis's second RDX
Which is primarily what he's driving.
Is Sam's RDX, which is the FRP chassis.
Yeah,
which it's fast. It works.
Yep.
But then comes the problem with following.
Yeah, I mean, for him, obviously the instincts are built in to use the left foot brake, and that doesn't exist in RC world. So he's been figuring that out. But I think, yeah, they put some hard tires on or wheels on it last night, and I think that definitely helped.
That's good. Ooh, here. We'll go here. I need to show this off. Just because I've been playing F1 as of yesterday and today. Which F1 with their VR support is pretty sick.
Yeah, it's fun. I've played a lot of F1 games over the years. It's a good time.
Like, and because you know how they have the Halo thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And because of VR, it's just like right there, but you don't notice it like badly. It's there, but you can see around it just because of how your perception works. It's pretty cool.
I mean, I remember the first game when the Halo came out. I was like so mad about it, but now I don't know. It's like it's kind of like a gatekeepy type thing where you're like, oh yeah, I don't use assists and I leave the Halo on, so you know.
I'm a real race car driver.
Totally.
I mean, that's a lot of the reason why I don't play online, though. Asa mentioned that we need a Car X room in Discord, which we have.
We have? It's a voice channel, so maybe a Car X text channel would be good.
Yeah, we can do that. Did he say only Car X, or did it say...
I think he said Seto.
Seto too as well, yeah.
Yeah,
both link them together.
Yeah, we have both of those as voice chats there.
I cleaned this bad boy off today, so she's ready to rip.
Oh, we're ready for a Seto?
Yeah, I'm ready to get back into a Seto.
Okay. Does anyone else play a Seto? Let me know, or let us know. Okay, Car X.
Speaking of Formula One, the race just started, I'm pretty sure.
Right, with the pothole. What did they fix? It was
I thought they canceled it.
Potholes.
I heard cancel.
They canceled
morning practice. They canceled morning practice. That was it. And then apparently they were kicking out like all their VIP and like paid for ticket.
The people that were there, what was it, Friday night or Thursday night? I think it was Thursday night because they're doing it backwards this time. They were there. They were ticketed to watch FP1 and 2, but then the pothole happened, so FP2 still happened, but like at 2 a.m, and the track kicked everybody out before FP2 started. So the people that went that day got to see 8 minutes of FP1, and that was it.
Yeah,
which is pretty bad.
Yep. Not to mention that, like, pricing. Did you check pricing for tickets and hotel stays there?
No,
it
way.
was insane. Like, plus $2,000. Like, easy.
That's insane.
That's insane. Yeah. Heck no.
David, you'll spend about as much money as one RC car into a full setup. Okay, for the sim hardware, not for like the actual rig, not for the
Yeah, I mean, it's a it's hard for me to include the cost of my PC in the sim setup because like I'd have a PC either way, but
mhm.
like I wouldn't. They're really not two different hobbies as far as price goes. Because yeah, I mean, I'm in the process of spending quite a bit of money on my new car, so
Mhm.
it's probably honestly by the time I finish this car, it'll be more than what my rig costs.
I mean, a lot of it, I would say the reason why I haven't bought an actual crap, what do we call them? So it's not a rig, it's a
Like a direct drive, or what are you
no,
talking about?
no, the thing that you attach all of your hardware to.
Oh yeah, like a rig, like a aluminum.
We'll call it a rig. There's another
Yeah,
word for it. And I can't. Cockpit. Yeah.
bit. There you go.
Yeah, so this is literally just my desk, right? So
Yeah,
I'm too cheap to buy
yeah.
a full rig. But
Classic desk setup.
yeah,
I've been there for a long time.
so like I have the handbrake, I have the shifter. All of that was around $1,500. Now, for me to get a rig, to get a cockpit, the one that I'd want is like $400 to $500, which is fine. Except I don't have any space, and for
Yeah.
me to get it shipped to Oregon is the expensive part. Or at least
Yeah, so
it makes
I
it
will tell
less
you.
wanting.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to find. There is a guy. I will have to find him and send you a link to his website later. But there's a guy up in Seattle that does this, and his prices are really, really fair, and shipping's not a big deal because it's not far away.
Hmm.
I think my setup, yeah, something in the 4 to 6 range landed.
I'll be right back.
Okay, let's kind of come to a close too, though. We'll end it with some more roast my rig and see how far we can get along with this.
I think we're pretty close to the end here.
Yeah, because we're already at Justin's rewiring.
He says he cleaned up his wiring.
Redo. Let's see if we can find.
It's still way too much. Still way too much coming out the bottom there. I'm pretty sure you
Compared
got
to
some
your
clearance
chassis,
issues.
yeah, compared to your chassis, yeah, because you have like no spare wire on that thing.
Yeah, that's on purpose though.
I know.
I bet there's got to be some like efficiency issues with wires, I would imagine.
When you start to drag race, yes. But also,
well, that's what I'm doing. Okay.
going from a 12 gauge to 14 gauge, that's a lot of wire weight savings already.
Yeah, totally.
Oh look, he's got the Yokomo rear body post mount thingies.
That is a lot. That seems like a lot for. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. It's fine.
No, that's fine.
It's still with the sensor wire though. You can buy short sensor wires.
Can we not rotate the ESC in this position? Like what?
Why is it
Am
to
I
the
missing
side?
something? Yeah.
No, there's no reason why you couldn't. And technically, I mean, I would expect that. Well, it could be because there's not enough space on the notch. Not to mention, and you should know this as well because of the MD2. I don't think they changed it, but it's a really small ESC plate.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really small.
I that won't be an issue for me.
He's going custom.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
Custom make something.
It's got the overdose clips.
Our design has a large ESC plate on the back that they make.
Okay, this right here, I am so glad that they got rid of this on the MD2. Like MD2 has regular caster adjustment on the arms.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the biggest issue that a lot of people had was this proprietary upper arm setup
and lower. I hate the pillow ball.
Yeah, they've kept that obviously, but
well, and it's hard to say too, right? Because there's part of it that's like cost savings, right? Because they're taking that from the BD11.
Yep.
And then there's the other part of it's Yokomo, so use their crap or.
So that's the thing with I think the question for Yokomo for us will always be like, will Drift ever take up enough of their revenue that can justify them designing something or engineering something for us?
I mean,
versus the other way around, which is them using stuff from their other cars, which I would have thought we were pretty close to that, but it seems like not.
I mean, all that's left for them is on-road and drift. There's not a lot of... well, no, they still have an off-road department.
They still do buggies. Maybe in other places they're more popular. It doesn't...
Right. I mean, clearly, if you go to Poland, they have an entire complex with multiple tracks on the same level with no walls or pillars.
Yeah, that must have been like a trade show of some kind.
Probably so. But I mean, like what I'm showing right now is a perfect example. Like the fact that the MD1 and MD2, like, yes, you can fit a Rev D servo in there, but man, you gotta think outside the box to get
the two you can fit any size now, like out of the box.
And their stupid proprietary servo horn.
Yeah, my biggest roast is definitely this servo horn, because it is like it's a clamp-on deal, but the plastic piece is splined on both sides. So like, what the hell?
They tried to save some money and did it in the worst possible way.
It's just like, why? Like, why not? Like, we struggle, and it was the case on this car because I actually worked on this car. Like, yeah, there's just not a spline that lines up well with the center of the steering. But like, all they had to do is make that plastic piece flat on the other side and make the aluminum piece flat, not splined, which actually would be cheaper. And then, you can set the servo horn and tighten it wherever it needs to be, not have to mess with aligning the splines.
Yep. Yusakani did it first. And Shark technically did the same thing, but then they fixed it because everyone got pissed at them.
I have a Yusakani adjustable servo horn on my Z, and I like it. It's nice. One of my tricks is that I run a shorter servo horn than what they recommend. And I think that helps with gyro wobbles and stuff.
Yep, that will help with gyro wobble, for sure. Okay, we got Austin's IS300 with the D-Max
with the livery now.
Okay, livery or livery?
I don't care. I'm the guy on all of these things, tomato. Like, I don't care. I know what you're saying either way, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Ooh, okay.
I've always said livery, though.
Yeah, I've always heard livery.
Austin, you need to trim that out. It's just a clear hole. Livery. That's a good looking livery.
Yeah, it's nice.
And it goes well with
Um,
that teal color.
For Austin, you know, he already had a teal car. That's why he bought this paint. So I'm a little like, let's change it up a little bit. But
He had extra paint. Man, those Tamiya cans, I use the full can of paint.
I assume that's where he got that color. I don't know. Maybe he did just buy it again. Yeah, the fitment when he first posted this car was pretty bogus. I say that because my car is even worse than what he posted, but
I don't think this is mounted. Like, actually mounted.
yeah. No, it is. He's been driving it, this body.
Okay.
This is that, yeah, like even Friday he didn't have the livery on it, I don't think.
Gotcha.
No, yeah. So he didn't have the livery on Friday. That's why I was like, oh yeah, I've seen the car. But
Then we got
Yeah, he needs to
Cameron.
Now it
trim the
looks sick.
windows, like the windshield and the sunlight, the sunroof and the rear windshield, rear window. The Cameron Classic.
What kind of a
I need to
camping
finish
spot
mine.
is
I
this?
just need to
Like,
finish mine.
That's a PDX. I don't remember who made those. There's someone that makes those. Or maybe that's the stuff that Kevin bought on Amazon.
if a drift car is going to a fishing hole, I have questions.
Right?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is it's not a very recent picture because if that stuff was there now, it would get obliterated.
Rotate your pictures, you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Figure that out.
Okay. So this is what a Yogi is supposed to look like. Because I have a high motor mount on mine, but it's supposed to be a low motor with a high battery. So this is the Yogi actually in Yogi form.
How a yogi's supposed to yogi.
How a Yogi is supposed to Yogi. Except he's doing the Chris battery, the lean forward battery placement, so it fits.
Mm,
Like it's lean forward.
yeah. Like it's in line and at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just has random purple shark TDSS.
It's not random. He chose that color. And who is this? This is Chachi.
I don't
Do we know who
recognize the
Chachi
name.
is? Yeah, I don't
No.
know. And
Oh, Miranda made those. Okay, cool.
oh,
I thought so. That's where Charlie got all the stuff that's on his truck, I think, right? That's cool stuff.
that
Charlie has on his truck body, he has like a cooler and like,
even like
It's
the
a bunch
weird
of-
bird thing.
yeah.
The
yeah,
pigeon?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I can't tell what chassis this is.
If it was rotated the right way, I might be able to tell. Is that a
Is it? It looks
RDX?
like-
It's
yeah,
an
it looks like an
RDX.
RDX. It's an RDX.
But what? Yeah, I don't recognize the carbon
chap.
parts.
It looks like a tombstone. I've seen it before, and it looks like a coffin. But
Yeah. It is Halloween themed picture. With some, what's the roast here? Having sauce packets in your photo?
wait, hold on. Let me.
What is that restaurant?
Sauce packets.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
What's the dipping sauce there?
Spicy ketchup.
Where's that from? I don't know. It sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't recognize those at all, and believe me, I would know.
I don't know. Whoa, Whataburger.
Oh yeah, damn, we don't have that.
Yeah, I've never been to a Whataburger.
I miss Whataburger. I miss a lot of things.
I mean, the last like thing that I tried was in Vegas, and it was Shake Shack.
Yeah, we have that. It's all right. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's all that it is. It's all right.
Yeah, I've still yet to go there.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's one in Beaverton now. It's fine. It's good. It's okay.
Okay, who's this from?
Yeah,
This is from
all those hype restaurants are just popping up out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
you know,
Chris Pro. YD2S. Have you seen one of these? Like this is before your time.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them. It's not very often.
Oh, what is this? Zoom in. Let's zoom in on that. Are those
very
3D
shiny.
printed? They're 3D printed. Body posts or body magnet retainers. So like you have
Like
secure.
a locating pin kind of deal. Yeah.
That's kind of
Pretty
cool.
cool.
Outside the
Is that a scale reflex bumper too?
on the bottom.
On the rear, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What in the world is
oh
that?
my, they all look soldered together.
They do.
What's going on there? I'm surprised the thing hasn't blown up yet. Jeez.
Okay, well, hold on.
It's gonna just be the no.
We
There's
need-
capacitors.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff.
need some context here. So I see capacitor leads, but it's also like another capacitor on top of that. So what else do we have going on here?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's like a
Battery
random red
leads.
wire.
It's like one of those situations where you like open
Oh,
a
he's from Puerto
cabinet
Rico.
and it's like you don't know what some of the wires are for.
Yeah. Just cut them. They're fine. It's okay.
Pretty. Oh, well, okay. Here's one capacitor over here.
Yeah, there's one on the bumper, right? Or what is that on the bumper?
That's the switch. Switch is on the bumper. I don't know what. I mean, that has to be ground.
That
No, what
the
is
two
what's-
wires that are wrapping straight down are coming off of the fan.
What is hiding
What?
underneath
Yeah.
there?
What? What is that?
Is it a balance port for like an LED? Oh no! Sorry, that's the ESC. That's
Yeah.
the ESC. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting tripped out by this.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. I don't blame
Okay.
you.
Well, what's the little box thing that's like on the bumper?
I think it's the switch.
Oh,
It's just pointing the opposite way.
oh.
As
Yeah,
it says,
okay,
looks like he
yeah.
has a fan soldered. That could be the case. I'm gonna leave it there.
I mean, yeah. Here's the roast.
Yeah, Jose soldered
Three
it.
people
Well,
have no idea what is even going on with this car. So
Okay, this is from Jake. This is his most recent MC1. Jake,
boom, roasted. You can't not buy an MC1 if you find it.
I mean, yeah, that is the roast stuff. What do we got? We got the faded pink wheels. We've got a
Garage
Rev D
wheels.
Revox gyro without the blue button.
Old gyro. Did imagine having a Revox and not having the blue button?
No. Is that a MST spur gear? It looks too plain. I'd laugh if it is.
That could be off of anything at this point for Jake.
I mean, but the cheapness of it. Like,
yeah, let me take a look.
This is definitely not Jake's cleanest wiring. He probably just opened it and ran it.
I mean, it looks
I don't
pretty
remember.
similar, but
This one might have been just a RTR one that he got.
He did. Thanks, Lance. He had to. Oh, it's that one. He had to place one wheel because it was busted.
Yeah.
So I believe we've seen this one before. More Judd.
This is from today.
Which
Oh, that's new. Yeah, he just got that.
which 8.6 body is that?
I don't know.
is this the stuff that he ordered from that one
Yeah,
guy?
it's some pretty rare stuff, I guess.
He said that he ordered a bunch of wheels and some things from some guy.
So this is his Bagheera.
The Bagheera, yeah, that thing's
Bagheera.
cool. I'm excited for that. That's gonna be sick.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah. Don't marshal that one.
I think he should have left it high battery mount and just like cut that section.
Yeah.
Because it would look cool. Like it'd
It would
be
look like
cargo.
the fifth wheel or something.
Yeah, whatever.
Does this body have like a wing for the back, or this one is just the cab basically?
I don't know.
And is that on a mini chassis?
No, it's a full size chassis.
Full deal.
From Sam.
Regardless, okay, so it doesn't have a wing, but he should totally put like a huge like superstructure and a wing on it. That would be cool, like Pikes Peak style.
Right. Sam, if this is the end product, that'll look really cool.
Totally.
And that the body lean is going to be sick. Slide works. Oh, come on. Something about flowers in a livery. Like, I dig.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it's fairly common. I mean, look at the scissor job on that front wheel well is...
Oh, geez.
It looks like...
You got those...
folded for that one, or...
No, he wanted to do the cool, like, scissor, like, effect that you have in elementary school where it's got the different, like...
You mean where you need to cut a curve, but you're using straight scissors? I mean, that's what that is.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Man, cutting wheel wells and bodies is my least favorite thing to do.
Do you have curved scissors?
I do. I have straight and curved. I can't do a really good job with either.
Sir, where are your side mirrors? The hole is there.
I'm not allowed to roast anyone on mirrors right now because I might be missing one.
Oh, this looks like the JZX. I mean, it is a JZ. Anyways, the wing is missing its standoffs.
Yeah, it's just like
just.
I mean, it's cool.
Straight to the body.
That's fine.
Somebody just came along with a axe and chopped him right out.
I mean, deck-mounted wings are a thing.
Standoff.
It's funny. It's just funny that the rear wheel well is like super tight to the wheel and the tire, and then the front one is just like, yeah, we got to make this thing steer. So,
this wing is what he needs to put on the back of it.
Yeah, something like that. I would even say more thicker tubing and stuff like that.
Hey, I mean, I'm going to be running my new 8.6 body on Friday nights as well. So that thing's going to be abused for sure.
Yeah, I had my mirrors on for the whole time since March, and I only just lost one. Got broken like a couple weeks ago. So,
And that concludes the Roast My Rig section. So we are caught up now.
dude, hey, shout out to us. We made it. We got to the end.
we finally made it. We're there. Okay. Which is why the front wheel wells are stupid big. My front wheel track. Okay. Yeah,
I know.
that's the thing.
I know all about that game. I would pull out my car right now. It's kind of buried, but yeah. My front track width is way wider than my body ever would allow, and I've cut a lot out of the front wheel wells because I want it to work good.
So this front wheel well design
There we go.
fixes all of that because you have so much space.
Yeah,
All
that's
of the
good.
space.
Yeah, that's going to be a very popular body, I bet.
Too many people already have them.
Yeah.
And
I really appreciate that comment. Not 3 hours of roasting.
yeah. I mean, we got through all the topics today too, so like we actually made it 100% of things that we were supposed to talk about. So, with that, if you do have any topics that you want to talk about, go ahead and put them in the topics and ideas section and all of that fun stuff. Continue to put in pictures for Roast My Rig, Roast My Workbench is what we called it. And yes, there are now channels for Car X and Assetto. I don't know what we're putting there, but yeah.
Packs, mod packs, tracks, meetups, whatever.
I guess your setup too.
Post a link of like if you have tracks or cars for Assetto, post links to that because I don't think we can. The file sizes are going to be too big for just that.
Yeah, so in all of the servers that I've been a part of, we either just post links in the Discord channel or we created a shared spreadsheet.
Yep.
And just all put stuff on that too.
Yep. Okay. It is about that time because we are done talking about all of our topics and all that other fun stuff. Logan, DJ, do you have anything else that you want to bring up?
Probably, but I forgot already, so.
Well, you have a
Until
page
next time.
specifically for you. So, all right, you guys. I don't have anything more to talk about. If you do have questions, if you do have ideas, use that Discord, please, because it actually helps out a lot with coming up with things that we want to talk about during the chat.
100%.
Because it's, sometimes like trying to do stuff without doing a rerun of other topics, it's not that easy. Finishing out the poll here. And there we go. 60% of us out of 23 votes said tunable rotors is a must-have, and then 39% said not important. Where'd the other 1% go?
I haven't even
There's
tried
rounding error.
doing that type
Rounding
of
error.
stuff.
Huh? What? Sorry, what, DJ?
I was gonna say that's like another thing. Like, I hardly ever even tried doing, tuning rotors and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Maybe. Anyway,
Well,
we're done for
that's one of
tonight.
it's one of those subjects that you kind of have touched on a little bit, but
Yeah, just a little bit. Shoot. Who said it? Was it Matt or was it? I think it was Matt about servo settings for Futaba. Yeah. Sorry, sorry, Matt. I totally overlooked this. Do you have a video where you went over Futaba servo settings? Mine is too fast and wanted to turn it down, but not sure what all the settings mean. What is speed or torque? Yes, there is a video of it. I don't remember which one it is. How to do speed is exactly what it says. Like it's straightforward. The values are kind of backwards of what you would think, but it starts off at uninhibited and then it goes to then you go up in speed, or slow. Then it, like, the more you go up, the slower your servo goes. As far as torque, that's going to be power related. Other than that, if you have questions, honestly, just shoot me a chat and I can go over that with you too. Anyway, it's been fun, you guys. You guys have a good evening. You two take care, and we will see you next. Nope, not next week or the week after. We'll see you the week after that, which will be the 9th. Yeah, so we're doing a little mini break here. So until then, you guys, later.
See ya.
Oh, maybe not. I gotta find the window.
We're still alive.
Still alive for now. Okay, bye.